Well, joining us now is Yoni Levy. He is the father of the 19-year-old Naama Levy being held captive in Gaza. He joins us from Tel Aviv. Yoni, thank you for joining us. I understand how difficult this must be for you. Let me just ask you just about your feelings and your concerns for Naama, based on, of course, what we've seen. Unfortunately, what those hostages in Gaza had to endure during their captivity.
Yes, of course that we are extremely worried about the situation of Naama. Physically, mentally, she's been kidnapped 61 days ago from her bed with her pajama. She's a teenager. She's a girl. And we understand also from the different experience of people that already came back, that it's hell over there. And the situation for a young girl like Naama over there is even more critical. Any day that she's there, is staying in the hell. And everybody, all the world cannot be quiet that young innocent girls are kidnapped from the bed and no one knowing what is happening with them for so long time.
Spoke talking to some of those organizations that claim to especially be concerned about the rights of women and the defense of women, some of you might call in the progressive camp. And there is an irony, I mentioned it in my introduction, that Naama herself was someone who was an advocate for coexistence. She was part of this group, Hands of Peace, that had dialogue with Palestinians. It actually was reported today that group is shutting down because of a shortage of funds since October 7th. What is your message to the world, especially to those groups on the progressive side of which Naama was part of, especially those that say that they're there to defend women, about some of the silence and denial that they've had since October 7th?
I think this is crazy. This is totally crazy. What happened with the human organization? What is happening with the Red Cross? All kind of World Health Organization. Again, all the progress organization that you just mentioned, and we see how cynical all this kind of organization, the moment we need them, the moment this young girl like Naama, which in her life did not do anything bad, based also on your pictures, you can see she was volunteers in a refugees, young African kids. In 19, she was voluntary work there. She was trying to open this dialogue. Here you see with the young kids that in 19 years old volunteers for them. She's trying to open a dialogue in this Hand of Peace. She's trying to understand the other people of the border, to understand what is their needs, to understand what is their thoughts, what is their culture. And in the moment we need all this kind of organization, they disappear. The Red Cross is disappear. The women health organizations globally disappear. And it's so sad to see this cynical word and this statements or quietness of these different organizations.
Well, you mentioned the Red Cross. There was a news item I just read out before you came on. I don't know if you're aware, there's talk about U.S. pressure to increase humanitarian aid to Gaza. The government putting out a statement, or no, not putting out a statement, reports, though, the Israeli government may say we need to see the Red Cross make more of an effort, in exchange for that, more of an effort to get information about the health and the well-being of those who are captive. Red Cross reports they're starting to contact captives' families. What would be your specific message now to the Red Cross that is supposed to be contacting the families of hostages like Naama?
From October 7th, we are now counting 61 days. I think the Red Cross, long time ago, need to go and visit the hostages. Naama is wounded. A lot of other people are wounded, need medicines, need medical care. So, frankly, I don't need the Red Cross to meet me or to meet the families. We need the Red Cross immediately. Go to the hostages, to the people which kidnap from the bed, and visit them, check them, give them the medical solutions or medical care that they need. Naama was getting wounded. My daughter, we know that she's wounded. They need her. I don't need the Red Cross. And it's 61 days and nothing was happened.
Right. And finally, just let me ask you, I mean, it's a difficult time for your family, for all Israeli society, and deal with that. Just maybe talk about that, your feelings, the support you've received, but we know there are some differences between policies by the Israeli government internally. Your message and your feelings about what's happening here in Israel in relation to the hostages. I know it's a difficult issue. It's a difficult issue for everyone in this society.
Yeah, so of course, I don't think that there is any country in the world which face this kind of crazy situation, that in the beginning about 250 people are getting kidnapped. It's unbelievable. So I think that in the beginning, also, so the society, everybody was shocked. But in the last few weeks, we got a very strong hug and support from all the society, from all the civil around us over here in Israel, and also in some places abroad. But unfortunately, it's not enough. I need my kid. I need my daughter to be at home. I know she's getting wounded. I know that I know that she's in hell now.
Yeah.
And the support is good, but it's not good enough.
Understood.
It's not help Naama.
Sure.
So this is what we need, Naama and all the other young girls, which is specifically under a very high risk to be bring home back, and all the hostages. All the people which kidnapped need to be back home tomorrow. It's hell over there.
All right. Yoni, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your feelings with us. We know this is difficult, and of course, our deepest wishes here for the safe return of Naama, and of course, all the hostages that are still being held. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.